And just gonna open and close the arms and breathing, stretch all the way up. And exhale all the way down. Again, and breathing up. So we're going to follow the rhythm of the breath. Breathe out down. Just a few more of up and down, one of my favorite. And feel free to keep your arms a little bit longer at the very top. Let your chest lift. And exhale. So because at the end of the day, we're taking our time to loosen up any knots with the breath. Each breath gets a little bit deeper. Feel how connected the whole body is from head to toe. Now we're going for one more. And the last one, we're going to stretch those arms overhead. And let your arms slowly fall down. Maybe the low back is lifting off the floor. And maybe the low back is slowly lowered down toward the floor. And we're going for that upside down doggy pedal, I call it. So you're gonna bring one arm down and the opposite. So this time we're going to add a little bit of energy to keep the arms moving in the air with some control, so we're not going too fast. So the weight of the arms, giving you a little bit of a challenge. More mobility into the shoulder blades. Now let's go for one more each side. And slowly we bring those arms down, maybe on the belly, maybe to the side if you're still on the roller, maybe palms open. Just stay a little bit longer here. Let your arms be very heavy. The entire spine is resting on the roller. And we slowly roll off. If you're on it, we just push the roller to the side, and we're going to go a little bit further. So this time we're going to add a little bit of a belly, push the low back on the floor. From here, we're going to take one knee to the chest and maybe hug the knee in, stretch the other leg, and just do a circle with the ankles. And maybe circle the other direction as well. And slowly we're going to switch. So take the other leg in, stretch the other leg out, do the circle. And the other direction. And let's slowly bring the first leg in again. And this time we release the arms and the opposite arm stretch. Push the lower back down to the floor and we're going to alternate. So you're going to change leg and arm. Now this is the upside down doggy paddle, I call it. And keep your belly engaged so our skeletal system is not going to be out of the place. So all the muscles are holding the spine, the rib cage, everything in the right place. Breathe in one side, breathe out the other side. Now going for 5, 4, 3, 2, very last one. And slowly we place the feet on the floor, about hip width apart, maybe wider. Arms to the side. We're just going to do a bit of a windshield wipe. And make our feet back to about hip width apart, maybe arms overhead. Press onto both feet and lift the hip and breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Breathing slowly, we rise, and just to change the direction of the spine. Exhale down. Stretch the front of your legs and squeeze the bottom. I always like to think of this as a massage more than a workout. So if we add a breath, very deep, complete breath, it feels like a massage. And we're going for one more. And let's place one ankle on top of the opposite thigh. And then flex the foot, or gently push the other knee away. And then press down onto your grounding foot. You can keep your arms overhead or you can bring it to the side. And let's see which one works better. Try to bring the shoulder blades a little bit closer and press down to that grounding foot. Breathing, lift the hip and try to level the hip left to right. And breathe out, we lower down. And breathing, we slowly rise. And exhale down. Let's go for 3. And 2. Very last one. Now we're going to cross that top leg over. So let your inner thighs squeeze toward each other. Arms out to the side, and we do a bit of a rocking from side to side. And the very last one, we bring the knee to the side that the leg was on top, is still on top. We're going for a gentle supine twist and keep the legs crossed, or you can uncross the legs and stack them and slide the shoulders away from the hip, let your arms stretch out. Yeah, add a gaze away from the knees. I was just reading the book about fascia, and there's actually a line of fascia cross from behind your head, behind the neck, all the way around the rib cage, the belly, so cross over like a bow tie, all the way to the hip, and then return all the way back to the back of your head. So this position, we're releasing or touch base with that line of spinal fascia. feels really, really good and covers a huge space around our body. When the fascia is really tight, we are really tight. When the fascia is thin and loose, we feel thin and loose and tall and less cramped. And very slowly, we're going to bring the knees back enough so we can uncross the legs. So the leg that was on top, we're going to slowly extend it behind us. So you're going to stretch the front of the hip and the thigh. If there's pinching, please bring the leg a little bit lower. If there's no pinching, we can see if we want to catch the ankle. So open the front of the thigh and the hip. And that will help a lot with any tightness around your back. The very next breath, we slowly bring the knees back into the air, slide the legs back. And from here, let's give it a try. We're just going to connect the soles of the feet. Let your knees fall out. So coming to the first butterfly facing the sky. And if you can always bring your arms over your head or hold on to the opposite elbow so that your chest lifts. A very open, extended butterfly. Very next breath, we slowly bring the knees back and place the feet on the floor. So the other foot is going to rest on the opposite thigh and see if you can flex the foot and gently push the knee away. So energize the other foot. Somewhere shoulders are sliding a little bit closer toward each other. The very next inhalation, we open the hip and try to keep the hip leveled in the air. And exhale, we lower down. Inhale, we lift up. And exhale, we lower down. 3 more. 2. Make it more like a massage, less than a workout. Use the breath to move. Last one. As we make everything back to the floor, cross the legs a little bit tighter and do a wing to wipe. You can always adjust to the arms and noticing how the legs moving and make the arms move, make the head move. Feel the connection, and one side feels so much tighter than the other one at this point. You can always add a rotation of the neck away from the direction of the knees. And we're going for one more. And then we bring the knees to the other side. Again, adjust Feel that spinal fascia from the back of the head. You should feel all the way across the rib cage, across the belly, across the spine, all the way to the hips, and then travel all the way back to the head. Breathing to that line and feel it becomes smoother and thinner every time we breathe. And very slowly, we bring the legs back enough so we can uncross them. And then I'm going to bring the top leg and start to send it to the back of the body. We're going for the hip extension and going a tiny step at a time until I find a stretch across the front of the thigh. No squeeze, no pinching, no cramping, just the stretch in the front of the thigh. Breathe to the front of the thigh. The very next inhalation, let's slowly bring everything back to their most comfortable natural spot. And again, we're going to connect the soles of the feet and then come back to that butterfly. And again, you can stretch your arms over the head, maybe cross the elbows a different way. Now, very slowly, we're going to stretch the arms overhead, maybe lace the fingers and draw the index finger away from the rest of the body. And tuck the chin, and the lower back is lifting off, maybe right now. Push the lower back down, push your belly button down, and bring your arms around. Tuck the chin, lift to your shoulders, maybe your feet toward your hands toward the feet. Breathing, controlling, slowly we lower down. And breathe out, push your belly button down. So we're squeezing, massaging all those internal organs. Breathing, slowly lower down. And breathe out, slowly lift and squeeze. We're going for 5, I can go faster, you can go slower. Or a few more if you're going faster than me. I did a little bit of analysis with all the speed carriers. I say smaller people move faster. Henry, I don't know if you agree with me. And two, and I'm going for one more. And slowly we'll rest everything down. Now we're gonna relax the legs. We're gonna point the toes, connect the legs together, and arms bent into about 45 degrees. So cactus arms, they also call it cowboy surrender, which I don't like cowboy surrender. I think cowboys should be go, 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 not surrendering. No, it's just me. So open, lift the chest and exhale. I'm going to cross the forearms and then maybe take a bind if you want to. And breathing, draw the elbows over your head, fingers to the top of the head. Next breath, push your belly button down. Maybe lift your knees. But slowly, slowly stretch your legs. If you can always bend the legs. And exhale, squeeze. So slowly, maybe tap the toes, maybe stretch the legs. And exhale, push the lower back down. We're going for just one. Last one, breathing. And breathe out. And slowly we come back and place the legs on the floor whenever you're ready. Instead of the eagle, we're going to take a big hug. And next breath, we're going to push the belly down, lift the chin, lift the shoulders, and rock from side to side. It's a very nice tight hug for the body. And slowly we lower it down, open the arms, cowboy surrender, or cactus arms. And we cross arms the other way, going for 4 more the other way. And breathe in, lift your elbows. And breathe out, squeeze everything together. Breathing, slowly lengthen everything. Breathe out, slowly squeeze everything. We're going for 2. Last one. Now slowly we lower the legs down and take a really big hug. And lift to the head, the shoulders, the rib cage toward your hips. Maybe a bit of a rocking. And lower down. Open the arms again, possible to 90 degrees. Let your chest lift off the floor. And slowly we bend our knees, so we're going to flip around. You can always roll forward in the back, or maybe a little bit later today, we're going to turn all the way around onto our hands and knees. And maybe cat and cow to loosen up the spine, slow down the breath a little bit more. Feel where's the tension spot. Search for any knots. And we're going for one more, back and forth. And slowly we make our way back to the neutral spine. Bring the knees apart, toes together. Let's take the roller. Maybe roller is far away. We're gonna do a bit of a rolling, or a little bit of a rolling away. So the sitting bones go back, fingertips go forward. Eventually the roller is gonna go underneath the wrist or the forearms, and let your forehead ground. Feel that shoulder extension. Hands are lifting off the floor, very long along the side of the rib cage and the arms. And slowly we draw the belly in, we roll that roller back toward us. And then let's bring that roller to the side into a little bit of a diagonal. And then we do the same thing, we slowly roll it away. And feel the side of the rib cage. If your forehead can make a way down the floor. Again, one shoulder is getting a lot of lengthening. On the very next inhalation, we slowly bring it back. And then we take it to one more direction, the other direction, and slowly we roll it away. Again, let the forearms, the wrist relax on top of the roller. And slowly we come back up. Now we're going to use the roller as a balance. So let's come transition to down dog from here. And maybe pedal the feet a little bit. Feel how tight my calves are, very, very tight right now. The back of the knees you can feel. You might feel the hamstrings. I feel the calves and ankles and knees. And slowly we walk the hands and feet toward each other. Come to a forward fold and take our time. And we're gonna, Ari, I don't know if your roller is long enough. And then slowly come up and we're gonna use this as a balance. You can always use a chair. If not, maybe we're not using the balance. You can use a chair of some sort. Yes, there we go. So you don't have to use it, but we're gonna step back with like that is maybe close to the camera just to be consistent. And then we're going to come into a little bit of a lunge. So we can go for 5 slow, small pauses. 3, 2, 1, and then the next one, and we may or may not use it. And slowly we lift up. We're going for a little bit of a hip extension. Pretend somebody's holding onto that leg and stretch it back. Pull it behind you. Do a bit of a circle with the ankle. And we bring that foot forward. We're coming to the first half forward bend and maybe do a bit of a pedaling. One knee completely bent and the other leg is so straight, and then I go to the other leg. Now let's go again. So slowly we roll all the way up. Maybe come closer or bring the roller closer to you. Take the same leg back. Now this time we can or may not want to use it. And then slowly scoop the hip forward and stretch the arms. We're going for a circle as we lower down a little bit and we rise. And exhale, circle, we lower down. And inhale, rise. Exhale, circling down. Inhale, circling up. Exhale. Inhale. One more. And we rise up. And this time we're going to plant the back foot into about 45 degrees. Slowly turn the hip toward the roller. We're going to shift the hip back. Again, we can have that as our anchor. One of my favorite. I really like it. You can always lift the front heel. Front toes. You can get in more. Stretch the back of the leg. And slowly we bend our front leg. We're going to take that back leg in. And this time we're going to pick up that foot from behind. And maybe just bring the heel to the bum. Maybe we can come into dancer. Again, we try to level the hip. And slowly as we lower down, we're going to cross that floating foot behind across the standing leg and cross the legs and try to bring your hips square to that chair or the roller. I'm going to go back to that forward fold with the legs crossed, the inner thighs squeezing toward each other. And we slowly come back up. Now we switch leg. We're going to go to the other side and step the other leg behind us. And we start with the crescent lunge. We're going up and down maybe 5 times. So down, up, small range of motion. Again, work with the breath makes everything so much, everything feels so much better. Last one. Now we're going to start to shift the weight forward and stretch that leg back. And maybe circle the foot a little bit behind you. And then bring both feet to the front of your mat. Walk a little bit distance from the chair or the roller. And I'm going to pedal the feet again in a half forward fold. And we find our neutral spine. Slowly we round the spine, rise. We'll feel that everything's connected, so much connected. Take the other leg back again. Again, we might not want to roll it, so the arms can go free. We're going for a few circles. Breathing crescent lunge. Exhale, lower down, everything down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. 1 more. We come back up. And we find our hips and maybe ground the back foot. Rotate hip again toward the roller. And start to send that hip with the bent leg back to line up with the other hip. Again, it feels nice. You can always lift the front foot, ground onto that front heel and getting a little bit more calf stretch. And we slowly ground the front foot, bend the front knee, and shift the weight forward. And maybe pick up the other foot from behind. And we can stay in that thigh stretch. Scoop the hip forward. I can start to hinge forward. Lift the knee away from the rest of the body. Feel the foot getting resistance from the hand. And we slowly come back up, cross the other leg around, and cross-legged forward fold. And maybe we stay halfway again. And very slowly we come back up and we soften everything. And then we're going to take the roller and just leave it for a little bit and take a big breath in and exhale. It's fine. A swan dive all the way down toward the floor. And your forefoot feels okay. Just give the head a little shake. Yes, yes, or no, no. And then we slowly take a leg back, then the other. Go back to down dog as our transition. And we go back onto our hands and knees and back to cat and cow. And very last round, back and forth. And slowly we make our way back. We're going to roll the thighs. Focus a little bit on the thighs today. Just a little bit. Or maybe the side as well. We haven't done this, so it could be painful again today. So we'll bring it to the front of the thigh and then lower down to the forearms. And then gonna slowly roll it to the top of the knees and all the way back to the very bottom of the hip. And then from here, maybe try to turn the toes in toward each other. See how that feels? Ooh. It's that wonderful deep tissue massage. You might even get a belly stretch from here. I can feel the belly. So 6 to 8 repetitions is approximately the good amount of massage. And I'm going for maybe 2 more. Ooh, how that hurts. And last one. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we're going to the side. So from here, we're going to face each other. I'm going to place that roller underneath the side of the thigh. I know that's the most painful one for me. So I find if that leg is in front of you, you're getting more toward the front. The leg behind, you're getting more toward the back of the thigh. So you get to decide. Oh, I already feel a huge knot there. So you're going to roll again, 6 to 8 repetition. Anytime it becomes too much, take a break. Just breathe. It needs to be repeated. Oh, it's like a rock there. That's how strong the fascia is. Ow. So they're very strong to hold our body together, and that's needed. But sometimes they're too strong and too tight. Instead of just holding our body together, they make our body feel pain. So I want to smooth it out a little bit, maybe 2 more. Feel a little bit better, maybe 1 more. Even better. And slowly, I'm gonna come back and slowly come up, and let's go to the other side. And I just like to face you so we can still see each other. You feel, I can feel it right here. I don't know about you, Ari, my side is so tight, unbelievably tight. And I'm going to, sometimes it's the shoes we're wearing that cause that. The legs are not relaxed, feet were not relaxed, supported. So the IT band has to support the walk. So shoes, have to change into new shoes. So again, 6 to 8 repetition on the other leg. To me, extremely painful. And that explains why my back is a little bit tight today. So knowing how the tightness of the legs can pull the pelvis in the wrong direction and cause the back muscles to act out. That really hurts. Maybe 3 more. Last one. Okay, that's it. So let's slowly come back down. We're going to sit facing the roller. There's a rock here implanted into my leg. So we're gonna do the calf a little bit. We'll be surprised how tight they are. So you might stay here. You can already feel it. Or you might come up the bottom of the floor and roll the back of the calf. Ooh la la. Again, 6 to 8 of them. We're actually getting an upper body workout. So anytime you need to lower down and then reset. And that's the last one. And slowly we lower down. And we're going to find our mermaid pose. So have the roller onto the side of the body. And as we face each other, roller is on the side. We're doing a little bit of a wing chill wipe. And slowly we bring that knees to the direction of where the roller is. We'll come into our mermaid and slowly we lift the chest, a big breath in, and exhale, we turn toward the roller. So a bit of an oblique twisting, and then slowly we roll the roller away and take our turn. And slowly we come back. And then slowly face each other. We're gonna come into the wonderful side bend. And slowly we come back, turn, and exhale, roll it away. Inhale, make our way back. And exhale. Let's go for 2. Very last one. Once in a while, I get cramping here. So try not to go too far. And slowly come back. And slowly come back. And we make our way back up. So from here you can, or you don't have to. I just find without the roller, I don't get cramps. So you might use the roller. And we're going for that twisted deer. So with the spine super long, we're going to twist and turn to the other side. And take your time. And slowly reach your chest away from the rest of the body. And feel the lengthening happening from maybe the knees all the way to the back of the ear. And the very next inhalation, slowly walk the hands all the way around and back. We're going for one more. So find a sitting bones, take that leg out and rotate your chest so it's lined up with the long leg. I'm going for that forward fold. Very slowly, the next inhalation, and slowly make our way back up. Then we're going to the other side. So again, it feels nice. And just windshield wipe the knees a little bit more from side to side. And then we're going to bring the knees all the way to the other side. One thing I love about yoga blocks and the roller is they're so light. You can just pick them up. So nice. And we're gonna slowly rise. And then twist the body to the side of the roller. And then when you're ready, slowly roll it away. And rise. And then come back to the center, side bend. And breathe in, come back, twist, exhale, roll it away. And inhale, slowly come back. And very next breath, we're going for the side bend. 2 more. One more. The last one, maybe a little bit longer here. And we slowly rise. And very next inhalation, again with or without the roller, we're going back to the side, and this time we're going to slowly, so when we turn away from each other to the line, the side of the body, just go with that side of the body and stretching further and further. Focus on the length of that side. And very next inhalation, slowly we walk the hands back up and go all the way around. That feels so good to come up. And then slowly we stretch the other leg. And again, adjust the hip and rotate and line up. Whenever we're ready, we fold. Very next inhalation. Slowly come back and then take your time. We're going to lie down. And from here, we're just gonna let arms and legs stretching away from each other. And then suddenly everything becomes super duper heavy. If there's any tension, and we feel free just to move the head a little bit, move the shoulders, maybe hips and fingers and toes, until all parts of the body find their the just right place to stay. I find it's wonderful to lie down on a flat surface, because normally we sleep on the mattress, and the mattress is adapting the shape of our back. So our back has to adapt to the shape of the flat surface. No matter how old we get, I find there's always something we can learn. And just from practicing yoga, we can learn so much about our own body. slowly take your time on starting to wiggle our fingers and toes and close their wrists. Maybe turn the head from side to side and just to wake up the neck. Maybe you notice some more space around that area. And maybe stretch arms and legs away from each other, make your body super duper long. And the very next breath, I'm just gonna hug the knees in one and the other. Rock from side to side. If it's available, you can always come to happy baby and rock from side to side. And let's find our favorite side and just cuddle up a little bit longer there. And take your time and slowly rise. And let's find a seat and find the sitting bones again. One more complete breath and just to check in the space. And exhale, completely ground. Namaste, Ari.